Welcome to Frontrunner Motorsport.
There was no motorsport taking place in Europe this weekend. All of it taking place in Asia or America or Australia or other places beginning with A. But there was the first Formula 1 tests of 2020 and Mercedes dominated, which fills me with more dread than you can imagine. Because it looks like Mercedes have found a way to be even more dominating with their new dual-axis steering system, which changes the camber of the wheels in a straight line, reducing drag with witchcraft and stuff. And it means another boring year of Formula 1 where everybody plays chase the Mercedes that's far off into the distance. Honestly, the most interesting thing about testing was Ferrari imploding even more impressively than usual. Vettel being ill and then breaking down and the Ferrari seemingly falling behind Red Bull is not a great way to start your season. But testing doesn't tell us the true story. Maybe a lot of these teams will be hiding new systems that will catapult them up the field. And we will end 2020 by talking about how impressive Kevin Magnussen was, winning his first title in style. And remember to subscribe because I will be doing a livery review for Formula 1 at some point this week, as well as a prediction video in the future. Leave a comment telling me what you thought of the past weekend's racing, and a like on the video, and tell me I'm wrong and incredibly stupid. Going on to the motorsport that actually took place this weekend, the Asian Formula 3 Championship ended with a bang. A tyre going bang, as Jack Doohan had probably the worst weekend since Subaru made a Formula 1 engine. In the first race, Jack Doohan dominated and Joey Alders climbed to second, with the title race looks set to get even closer. But Doohan's tyres went on the last lap and he dropped to 8th, and Alders took the win, with Mazepin second and Jamie Chadwick third. But Mazepin was given a 5-second penalty for some infraction, and Chadwick got second place, her best result so far. The second race was much the same. Doohan led until another puncture meant he wasn't. I guess it was something to do with his setup, or he should be more careful when making love to his girlfriend, given his luck with rubber. Sasahara won the race, but he is a guest driver and not eligible for points. So Fittipaldi won the race, but he was given a penalty. So Jamie Chadwick won the race by finishing third, and Joey Alders won the championship. Sasahara also won race 3, which meant Jack Doohan won, but it was too little too late and he can concentrate on his coming Formula 3 season. Jamie Chadwick finished technically second and has another season of W Series to look forward to. She should be in Formula 3. She made a lot of progress over the course of this short championship and looked impressive, finishing 4th in the final standings. Honestly, none of these races were particularly memorable, and neither was this championship, other than as an introduction to a lot of young drivers who will be moving up to Formula 2 and Formula 3 in 2020. Remember some of these names because they'll be in Formula 1 someday. The 8 Supercars started this weekend with the Adelaide 500 event in what may be the last time we see Holdens racing at Adelaide. And it was a good send-off with Whincup dominating the first race of the weekend, never looking troubled. McLaughlin pitted early to get out of traffic, which is a new experience for him, but it worked and he finished second ahead of Van Gisbergen. Not a lot happened in the first race. The only other incident of note was James Courtney hitting the wall in his new Sydney-based team. A lot more happened in race 2. There was chaos at the start when Di Pasquale was spun round and several cars bounced over him in what must have been a very uncomfortable experience. Scott Pye was damaged in the incident as well, but everyone else seemed to continue okay. Chris Piffer in the rather cool looking Coca-Cola Holden went into the gravel and brought out a second safety car, which led to the pit stops and Van Gisbergen overtaking McLaughlin due to the DGR team holding Scott for a few seconds too long. And all looked good for Van Gisbergen, until the next pit stop when his team accidentally fueled him short, meaning he'd have to take an extra stop. In the meantime, Gary Jacobson was pushed into the wall very rudely, and Bryce Fullwood crashed into the barrier, ruining his race. Van Gisbergen would eventually take his first stop and come out in 4th but on fresh tyres, meaning he caught back up to Cam Waters pretty quickly. But as soon as he got behind him, he hit trouble. A roll bar issue meant the car was safe but loose in Van Gisbergen's own words. And when he went for a move on Waters, something broke on the left front and he was out of the race after looking so quick all weekend. And no one could stop McLaughlin from winning the race and taking an early lead in the championship, carrying on from the domination that was the 2019 series. But the racing between the top two teams does look a little closer. I don't know who I want to win the V8 Supercars this year. With Holden's demise imminent, I would love to see them take one final crown, seeing as they haven't for a few years. But this looks like it could be Scott McLaughlin's last year in Supercars as well. He has been testing an IndyCar at several circuits, and reports all suggest it went well. And he will be racing in the series later this year, and he deserves it. Do I want a Holden to win or Scott to win and leave the series on top? It's a hard choice. It's a good thing for Supercars though. A lot of intrigue going into this year, and Scott McLaughlin going to IndyCar really opens up the series as a possibility for top drivers looking to take a step up in their careers. Everything else? Well, the final Asian Le Mans Series race ended with Carlin winning again, but G-Drive taking the LMP2 title and the Le Mans 2020 spot. Nielsen Racing with Anthony Wells and Colin Noble won the LMP3, and Hub Auto Corsa won the GT. So all those teams will have a spot open at Le Mans. Speaking of Le Mans and awful transitions, the Lone Star Le Mans round of the World Endurance Championship happened in Texas. Another win for Rebellion over the two Toyotas keeps a three-way battle going into the final rounds, and it's actually pretty exciting. Rebellion are truly rebellious for sticking it to the corporations, man. Toyotas still lead the Revo. And finally, NASCAR from Las Vegas. I didn't watch it. Honestly, it's kind of hard to find the races, so skip it. Logano won, meaning we know two people who will be in the playoffs, with Denny Hamlin winning the Daytona 500 again. But neither are first in the championship, although you need to be a maths professor to work out NASCAR scoring systems. And that's everything from the past weekend. Nothing next weekend with just NASCAR racing, but Formula 1 is just under a few weeks away. Looking forward to the start of that, so remember to subscribe. I'll be reviewing every Formula 1 race. Livery and predictions videos will follow shortly. Like and leave a comment, it'd be lovely to hear from you, and with that, have a good one.